Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our TED Talk class. Today we will speak about robots and our love to robots and our feelings and emotions and all these things. So let's like what how to say it. Let's refresh our memory about the movie itself, about the video itself. Vasals, could you please start to describe the video?
Yes. Yeah. This speaker is an expert in robotic field, and she did some research in robotic field, and she shared an experience from her life when she was young. She bought a robot, uh, which is a little dinosaur, a baby dinosaur robot, and it can make the dinosaur sound, and if it had some features, and the specific feature is if you hold it upside down by hanging its tail, it would cry. And she asked her friend to hold it upside down, and after some time she felt an empathy toward that baby dinosaur robot, and uh, told her to leave it uh, on the table. Like, so she didn't want to hear that um, crying sound, even though it's just a robot. So this video is about the our feeling about the emotional connection to the robots.
Okay. And before we continue, the reason why I choose this video was teacher Lee's comment in our chat about some robot. I shared a video where people like hit the robot. And teacher Lee wrote, "Wow, they doing a bad thing." And we had a little discussion about that, and that's why I presented this video. So let's discuss it. Is it something bad to hit a robot or something good? And why? So, Mata, did you have a chance to watch this video? Can you describe more? Mata, please. Gerard, could you continue, please? This video is... Okay, Mata.
Again, please, I just moved to another room.
Okay.
Tell us about the military robot example.
When she talked about if soldiers would save a robot in a war.
Mata, have you watched the video, this TED Talk?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So this lady speaker, she told us about some example, about this robot to destroy mines and about attitude the soldiers to that robot. Do you remember?
Yes. So, what's your question?
Yeah. Could you please, retell the story for us, for the record?
I can't remember the exact story, but she was talking about how we form feelings towards robots as if they were people and we have to save them in wars, or how would someone be like strong enough to give his soul to rescue a robot or something like this. I can't remember exactly. That was the point, as far as I remember.
Yeah, so people like make a luxury funerals for robots. They love them. They like feel brotherhood in arm, right? With the military robots.
Like they honor them like real people or soldiers in high rank.
Yeah, like a living. I don't know about high rank, but like a living creature, So they make funerals for them and all those things.
I have never heard of something like this. She mention this?
Yeah, she did. No.
It seems that I have a bad memory. I'm getting senile.
Maybe I watched another video. Okay. Gerard, is there anything what we missed?
Yeah, the story you want to talk about is the story of the robot that step over mines in a minefield. The commandant, I don't know, the commander or something, the military in charge, thought it was inhuman because the robot was losing all his legs by stepping over the mine. So it looks like a robot that looks like an animal or like a person that moves. We feel empathy towards him or it.
The purpose of the robot, maybe you don't understand what the robot's purpose was. You know what a minefield is, right? There's little mines or bombs planted underground. It's a defense. So if you walk towards the enemy and step on a mine, you blow up and die. Well, how can you protect soldiers? You send a robot first. This robot, I don't know what it looked like, but let's say it had long legs like a giant spider. So it would walk across the minefield. It was a sacrificial lamb. Its purpose was to step on a mine, blow it up, lose a leg, continue walking crippled, step on another mine, blow it up, lose another leg, crippled, walking across the minefield, boom, oh, another leg. Oh, and the soldier was so upset by watching this robot get damaged and damaged and damaged, and it struggled to keep going for its human master, and he had to stop it out of empathy for this damaged robot. Even though that's its purpose, it was built to do that, but he couldn't watch it continue to be damaged, so he stopped the exercise, he stopped the test. So it's like strange.
Well, you know, it's not strange. You had the same feeling, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and just imagine this picture that you just painted. You know, I think I will have some feelings as well. You know, it's something against nature or something. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, but let's finish this talk. Is it all, or it was something about animals, about domestication process? Is it important for us? Vasans, what do you think?
I don't remember that part, but she mentioned about how we domesticated animals and how we used some of them for as a work for our work, and some of them for petting. So she mentioned that.
Yeah, but I didn't remember the reason why she mentioned it. So it was some point, maybe. Black Mata, please.
Yeah, she mentioned that if a child used to harm a robot, which looks like an animal or a dog, so he or this child would do the same for a real dog. So she warned us about dealing with robots and how it can affect with dealing with real people or real animals. That was the part. So you see, I watched it.
And I didn't. You say, right? Hello, Sergey. How are you?
Hello, my friend.
Yeah, and you have a wrong mic again. I can hear that. Yeah, and
You're at the end of a long tunnel.
yeah, and we are discussing the TED talk about robots. Do you remember this one?
Good. I didn't have a link for the TED talk.
Well, you know, it's not an excuse. All the links are on our site, themadrook.com. So just go there.
I waited the link in our Telegram chat.
No. It was too much assistance from me. You know, it's stopped it now. So just go to the site, themadrook.com, and go to the events section, and you can see it. But okay, a little bit intro for you. You know what we're discussing about. So there was a short video that I posted in our chat, and this video was a kind of humor about a robot, and you know people who hit the robot. And Teacher Liv wrote, "Wow, how bad they are! You know, they have bad personality. They hit this poor thing." So it made me like to make a conversation about robots. Is it acceptable to be cruel to robots or not? What do you think?
Okay, I don't understand how your speech, but I uh, I know about the robot experience, but it's not robot. It's classic speech. In our company, we have special program, artificial intellect, who teach our metallurgic for making metal better every day, and we have the special robot education between robot and the people.
Yeah, but you're talking about computer, right? About some artificial intelligence, or about like a robot, robot like a dog or like a human robot.
Uh, yes,
No.
I'm sorry.
So okay, just imagine. Do you have a vacuum cleaner in your house, or TV? Yeah. So it's not
Yeah.
a human. It's not a living creature. Just a thing, right? Did you heat it? Heat it sometime?
Did you hit it?
Yeah, heat it. To strike it. To
Hit.
hit.
Hit it. I'm sorry, and I repeat these phrases, and I will speak after 5 minutes, few minutes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but we're speaking about how to describe it, cruelty, right? No. Um, Teacher Lee, can you help me? How we can describe this, behavior when we punish our things?
Sometimes people get angry at a TV set and they'll smash the TV and bust it. Or they'll pick up the computer monitor and say, ah! And they'll throw the monitor down and smash it. They attack the machine because they're angry. The machine, that's cruelty towards robots, okay? In a sense.
Yeah, but when it doesn't look like a human or a dog or something, when it's just a TV set or computer, no one cares, right? So it's just please,
Yeah,
if you
true.
want, yeah. But if it looks like a creature, something living, people start to have feeling, right? And for instance, I can share you a story. We discussed once. Do you know there are some sex robots? Robots for sex. So in Japan, these robots they can now refuse to service you. Because people think it's more fair.
Really? Wow. I
Sex
hadn't heard of
robot.
that.
What's the bullshit? It's sex robot.
Yeah.
Monster without seal.
Yeah, but it's not just a sex robot. It's a sex robot with a character. He can refuse you. He can say, "No, I don't like you. Go away."
Right.
Gerard, please.
What about talking bad to Siri or Alexa?
Exactly.
Shut
Yeah.
the fuck, Alexa. Did
Yeah.
you try that, Teacher Lee?
Yeah. Do you use some assistants, voice assistants like Alexa or Google Assistant or something?
I do. And I'll say this: if a robot were to talk back to me and be rude, I would smash it. Okay, that does not get me sympathy. What I was talking about, Yvonne, is they were testing this robot that delivered packages, right? Its purpose was to pick up a package, carry it somewhere, and deliver it. So the robot had a mission, just like a Russian soldier, okay? And it's trying to accomplish its mission, and they're screwing with it. They're knocking it over. They're tripping it. They're knocking the package out of its hands, and it just patiently picks it up and just tries to complete its mission. That kind of behavior, the behavior of loyalty to what we told it to do, that's what gains our empathy. It's trying to do what you're telling it to do, and here these people are being cruel to it and abusing it, and it's doing its job. That's what's cruel to me. Okay. Same for this military robot. It's doing what it was told to do, and it's killing itself. And it's saying, okay, it's all right. I lost a leg. Oh, I lost 2 or 3 legs. That's okay. I'm going to complete my mission. That feeling of loyalty is what that strikes your heartstrings.
Yeah. Sergey?
Yes, I have a funny story about the robot like Alexa. In Russian company Yandex have the special robot Alisa, and our huge internet bank Tinkoff Bank have a special robot Oleg, and human put two smartphone each other, Alexa and robot Oleg, and Oleg. Started to hook up the Alexa, and it's a very funny story.
Yeah, it was not a polite correct robot, right?
Not police, not police.
Yeah, exactly. You know, two robots, they already able to hold some conversation. So it was like an experiment between two robots, right?
Mhm.
Two artificial
Yeah.
intelligence. Okay, I can tell you another story. You know, Microsoft, it's a huge company and it's like a very advanced one. And they develop artificial intellects just now. I'm sorry for the noise. And they put a robot to with a neural network, so it was like self-educating robot to a Twitter. And at the end of the day, this intellect, it became to be, you know, a total Nazist. Because people, for joke, they just teach them this way, you know, they just spoke with him. So those robots, they are exposed to, you know, to all our vices.
On a similar thing, there was an experiment done on Facebook. It may be the same thing you're talking about or a little different, but they had it just take input from conversations on the internet and on Facebook, and it basically became a redneck, a bigoted, biased redneck that hated black people and hated women, and I don't think some of this was intentional. I think some of it was just people's attitudes, and it learned from people's bad attitudes, and it developed a bias, you know, and it was a failure. They had to stop the experiment.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Robots are too fragile,
Fragile.
fragile, yeah, for our work. But let's ask Black Mata. Black Mata, could you please help us? Could you please define what is a redneck? Mata, please. Okay, let's ask Vasants. Vasants, what is a redneck? Do you know?
Is that related to getting angry or something?
Kind
I'm
of,
not sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's interesting question. Yeah, Sergey, do you know who is a redneck?
Redneck is a person who lives in the small village and who has traditional vision, who understands the man as the main person in the family, and who has small circle of vision. He has a Friday for beer. He has a Saturday for sleeping. He has a Sunday for, I don't know, for working on the summer cottage.
Okay, you just perfectly described me. Okay, Giraffe?
Rednecks are from the south of America. They are people that live in the country. They are poorly educated. They are quite against black people. Bigot, how do you call it?
Bigot.
Bigot. They have pickups and also a rifle. You know, they got like guns. They have beer. There's a stereotype, and they way to speak English is that hard to understand. Racist, yes, racist. They are racist.
Yeah,
And they
nice.
have the flag of the South, the Confederate flag. Which I think it's forbidden, isn't it, Charlie?
It's forbidden in government buildings.
Oh, okay.
It may make people attack you, but it's not illegal to fly it personally.
Mm-hmm.
And we forgot to mention that all of them are Trump supporters, right? Supporters. Okay. So let's go back to robot. But I just, find this an opportunity for us to learn something. Okay, we have some questions on our Padlet, so let's answer them. Does the outer shape matters for robot? Would you have the same empathy towards Google Home or Alexa? Yeah, ugly robot and perfect looking robot. Will you have a different feelings? Please.
No, I mean, I'm asking about the design. I mean, if a robot has a human-like design, and would you feel the same towards something just as a TV monitor? Because I thought I felt the empathy towards in the movie iRobot, the human look-like robot. I had a empathy towards him, other than the operating system. When the Will Smith shut down the operating system, I didn't feel anything bad for that robot. But if the human lookalike robot got hit, I felt something toward him. So I think that matters.
I understand. Yes, I understand. But let me ask you: do you remember Star Wars? There was a small robot, like a barrel or something. What was his name?
R2D2.
R2D2. Vasans, do you know this robot? Did you have some feeling to it? No?
No, I haven't watched him. No.
Okay, we have to put it in our schedule then, right?
It looks like a trash can. I
Yeah,
wouldn't care about that robot. Kick it over, I don't care.
Why? It was very cute. It was very cute.
It looks like a trash can.
Gerard, please.
And there is a movie named Her. That it's a robot. It's like a operating system that talks to you, and it's like actually like a girlfriend. And the guy that has it falls in love with her because she's very nice. She knows whatever you like. I know it's like a real person almost.
Some examples. If you remember the movie 2001, A Space Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
In that movie, HAL, the HAL 9000, the robot, was just a voice and a red light. That was its eye. So that robot was just a red light and a voice. Does that make you feel sympathy for it? Do you see it as a human? In Terminator, they look just like people, right? But when the eyes go red and they start shooting with machine guns, do you feel sympathy for that robot? No, it's a killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of questions we're asking here. Does the shape and the look of the robot, like R2D2 looking like a trash can to me, I had no sympathy for that robot at all because it didn't look real to me. It looked like just a trash can. I have no sympathy for a trash can. HAL was a red light. I had no sympathy for a red light. It could see, it could lip read, but I had no sympathy for it because it had no shape to it, if you will. It was just a disembodied voice, like Alexa coming out of a speaker. So that's the kind of question it's asking. Does the appearance or shape of the robot affect you in any way? And I would say my experience, yes, it does.
So what would you do if Alexa was like a real woman, very nice, like a real woman? Would you feel empathy for her?
Would you make
more? I would say more, yeah.
it?
But if it was if Alexa was I hate to say it, but if Alexa was a black woman that was ugly, I wouldn't have
the device you have it. There's the device. So you like her only because she looks like an intelligent woman.
Well, it's just a voice. I don't know what she looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she could be green, blue, purple. I don't know. I just know her voice. So I have no concept of her in my mind. So I really have no sympathy. She's just a robot voice to me, not even very intelligent. Half the time when I ask her a question, she says, I don't know.
People fall in love without seeing each other, only writing or talking.
True. but I haven't found Alexa to be that artificially intelligent yet. Google
Okay.
is better. I think Google's robot is better than Alexa.
Vasant, please.
Yes, in the robot abusing video you shared, I felt the empathy because it when it falls down, it started crawling for a second and started to and tried to stand like a baby. If it was a fall and just falls, how to say that, fall behind, it wouldn't make any empathy. But this one, the outer shape, the appearance really made me feel like.
Vasant, but let me ask you, do you know Boston Dynamics? They have a lot of robots. Some of them looks like dogs. Some of them, it's a very famous one. And there are a lot of videos where people abuse, Boston Dynamic robots. They made it like a viral for viral purpose. Yeah. Have you had some feelings to them, to those, dogs robots?
Definitely. If I can feel the empathy towards a human robot, humanized robot, I would definitely feel the same towards some animal-like robot.
Boston Dynamic Robots, by the way, if you've seen their videos, some of their robots are so exact, so expert, even better than a human. Some of them actually scare you because you can imagine if that was programmed to be hostile, it could kill you. So I think they actually put some robots up for sale because they scared people too much.
Okay, and we just scared Black Mata out. Just in time when I was going to ask you about this Israeli robot, Okay. Okay. So what she wrote to us? Can watch what good creatures. Okay, something about what.
She says we view robots as we're trying to improve robots to be more like people, and we're trying to improve us to be more like God. So it's a similar ascension kind of relationship. We're always trying to get better.
Okay, another question. What the world would be like if we had organization or welfares for robots like animals and humans? No, you mean some, organization, some like unions for robots, some people who care for robots, that you don't abuse your vacuum cleaner or something? But
Yes,
we have
yes.
that, we have that already, Vasant. We have that. So I just told you, this about sex robot in Japan. They now have a choice, and why? Because some ladies they made a union and they protested that this sex robot they cannot refuse a disgusting man. So now they can.
So what disgusting men has to do now?
I don't know. I know.
Go to the gym?
But if you
You are
if you
too
bitch
ugly.
slap the robot, it says yes.
So they teaching the right behavior, right? Slap first. Okay. Vasant, please.
Yeah, if he is attractive enough, he would have got a real woman. That's why he wants some sex toy.
I
But
don't
if
know. I don't know. No, it's all so complicated now. Maybe it will not be allowed soon. Who knows? Just look at this world. Yeah. Okay. So Sergey, let me ask you: can you imagine? Some organization that will be in charge for robots' rights?
Yeah, yes, I'm thinking about it when my micro oven doesn't wanted to make my food, and I wanted to make your food. What's wrong with you? What's about right a microwave and right a table? What's the bullshit? It's a robot. It's robot. It's all. It's not different for sex, for teaching, for playing cheese. It's a robot. You have been created for us, for human. it's a basement for our relationships between robots
Yeah.
and human.
Sergey, you just presented your redneck's nature to us.
Yeah, yeah. We don't talk about women. We talk about only robots.
Well, okay. It's a good point, Sergey. Thank you for this. It was exactly
I hope.
exactly the reason for that sex robots. Those ladies, they say, uh, robots should have the same behavior as women for men. That men know how to behave. To have a right expectation, I would say.
It's not right expectation. Women are scared that the man will go to the robot far away from women. It's all. What's a, and the women will talk. What's a bitch? This robot.
Sergey, it's second strike. Second strike. Google have to ban now. Okay, I'm joking. This situation is very weird for me as well. I cannot read about it seriously, but it does happen in our world. It is going now. Yeah, but speaking of, do you think there will be a police, for vacuum cleaners or something? Some police that will came to your house and say how you trade your robots.
I told you about the news item on the internet where the woman called 911, called the police to her house because someone was banging on her bathroom door. Someone was inside her bathroom banging on the door. She got scared and called the police. Remember that story? Did I tell you about that one? It was her little floor up robot. It was her Roomba robot that cleans the floor. It got stuck in the bathroom and somebody closed the door. And it was banging on the door trying to clean the rest of the house, and it couldn't get out. So the police pulled their gun on the robot, and they laughed.
Yeah, but if robots have equal rights, should police arrest this robot for disturbing people, for making nuisances?
That's a good question.
Jacques, what do you think? Will we came to this point eventually?
The robot must do something wrong. But the thing is that robots don't have conscience yet. Maybe one day they will be so intelligent that they will have conscience. So maybe at this time things will change. We will have to give them rights. But so far they are machines.
Yeah, but I bet you would not like a picture if someone hits a human-like robot on public, right?
People that do that, like people that mistreat animals, are prone to do that on other people.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sergey, please, your question.
Yes, I can stop about robot rights, and I want to short strike from Google. And we are talking about sexual robots rights for men, but we forgot about special sexual toys for women. But okay, maybe we will talk about the sexual toys right for women. What's
So
true
you
these
think,
things?
yeah, you think they have to have some rights too, right?
Yeah, equal.
Equal rights. Okay.
I thought, there are no women making men sex bots. There's only men making women sex bots. It's not fair.
Vasant, please.
Yes, if a robot causes nuisances or troubling to the owner, then all we can do is dismantling them. We cannot think about arresting them or keeping them in a separate place because we don't have enough space to keep the human prisoners alone. So we would not want to have allocate a more separate space for some junks, some electronic junks. So I think dismantle them is the better option.
It's an interesting question about responsibility, and teacher Lee just wrote the question. Is the programmer responsible for what robot does, or maybe programmer or manufacturer, or it must be an owner, So who is in charge? If some robot on the street, became crazy, got mad and started to misbehave, who is in charge? Owner, manufacturer, how to say it? Am I right? Manufacturer?
Manufacturer.
Yeah, manufacturer or programmer or software company. So whom we will punish? Who do
The
you think?
company that made the robot.
Yeah, so in general, right? Manufacturer.
Mm.
Yeah, but it can be some settings, made by owner probably.
But what if it's a self-learning robot? Now is the owner responsible for what he teaches it? Yeah,
And
it can get sticky. Yeah.
it can be very complicated. Speaking about automated cars, for instance, driverless cars, Tesla. Just a few months ago, a Tesla car hit some woman in California and killed her. So who's in charge? Musk or driver or someone else?
Did that have a human in the driver's seat that's supposed to take manual control? If
Yes,
so,
yeah.
he's the guy that's responsible to me because his purpose is to prevent an accident, right?
Yes.
But
Yeah,
but sometimes if it's driverless though, yeah, who's going to be to blame? Who you going to sue for $20 million?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, or $10 if you are in Russia.
Human life,
Okay,
$10. Okay.
10, maybe 11 about this. Yeah. At what circumstances you would beat, hurt, annoy, or let's say rape a robot? Sergey, you just shared your story with your microwave, so I'm not asking you. I know that you are going to hurt robots without reason.
No, I don't I don't hate my microwave oven, but in my childhood I hate my old TV. It's oh my god, you have to work, son of a bitch. But I remember it, and I hate my TV. And if my robot will work badly, maybe I will be annoyed.
Yeah, work bad. Yeah, work correct. Well, it's an interesting point. I cannot say that I'm in love with such robot. No, or such device. I don't any life, any love, any attraction. But sometimes I do feel some hate, to computers, to TV sets, to some, to something. Yeah,
Car.
if it doesn't work properly, I can hit it or I can at least be annoyed, So it's something normal to me. I don't feel regret about this. Should I, Gerard?
Yeah, I know, Ivan, you hate Windows operating system.
Yeah, but it's not like a real feeling, I don't use it. So, but sometimes I do have a hate, to a car if it doesn't work, for instance. I have to go somewhere, but it doesn't start. So I can hit it, and I really have feelings.
But finally, we are a reason why our car doesn't work.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. I mean, it
Maybe.
doesn't help if you hit it or if you have feeling. It doesn't help at all. It just make things worse, I think. Okay, so should I have some feeling, some guilt if I hit things? What do you think? What is guilt? Let's define it. Yeah. Kostas, what is guilt?
When you regret your past doing.
Yeah, but I think you can regret without guilt. If I lost some money, I regret, but I don't have a guilt, right? Don't have guilt.
Okay, then you blame yourself for your action. Okay.
Okay, do we have a better definition? Sergey, would you like to describe? To have a chance to describe what is the guilt? What is the regret?
The guilt is the feeling when you think about that I did bad for for with something, with somebody. It's a,
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay. What?
I
Okay.
can't
What is
describe.
what is regret?
Regret, and when you think with tears and say, oh my god, it's my car, it's my micro oven who I broke because I had annoyed.
I see. I see. Gerard, could you improve this
Yeah.
description?
You regret when you think that you should have done another thing that what you did in the past because it was wrong or the result was wrong or something was wrong. So you would like to change what you did in the past.
And guilt. What is the difference?
Guilt is the feeling you have done something wrong, and you feel you have a feeling that you are guilty of that. Also, you have the I don't know how to explain guilt.
Good.
Yeah, sometimes
Guilt.
it's tricky. Yeah.
Guilt
Please,
is
please.
right. Guilt is right or wrong.
Hmm.
Regret is just desire. I wish I had. I wish I had not. But guilt is I should have and I didn't, or I did and I should not have. It was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the difference. Guilt is moral. Gerard hit it on the head. Guilt is moral,
Mm-hmm.
right or wrong. Regret is just wish or desire. I wish I had done this. But there's no right or wrong. You just made a choice, and now you wish you had made a different choice. But there's no guilt, just regret.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Vasant, please.
What gives you the satisfaction when you hit your car tire when it doesn't work, or when you hit some robot when it doesn't cooperate? Because whenever you hit, you will feel the pain. But so I'm asking about you are satisfied by the regret, the guilt, and you are getting punishment for that, or something else. What makes the satisfaction?
In other words, why do we kick the tire of a car when we're mad at the car? It makes us feel better. It doesn't make the car feel worse, but it makes us feel better. We vent our anger, we vent our strong emotion, and we relax a little bit. Yeah.
How to let steam go out?
Let steam off.
Let steam off. Okay, another idiom. Yeah. Let's make it English related.
To vent. Sometimes you need to vent like a pressure relief valve. The pressure gets higher and higher, and finally the valve opens, goes, boop! And now the pressure lowers again, and you feel better. Yeah.
Okay. I think we have time for last one question. If you have one, guys, if you have one, it's time to ask.
Do you remember the movie Ex Machina,
Mm-hmm.
where the hermit had a robot, and he called this new guy won a contest to spend some time up there to do the Turing test, and he says, "Why do you look like a robot? I can see your glass wires and you're transparent. Why don't you look like a human?" Do you remember her answer? Her answer was, "My creator made me look like a robot because he wants you to see me as a robot, not as a person, to see how that affects your recognition of me or your behavior towards me. It's clear I'm a robot. You have no doubt. So can you still feel sympathy towards me, knowing I'm just glass and wires and cables?" So that was an interesting take on why she looked like a robot and not a human.
Yeah, and I think we live in an interesting time. I think we will return back to this discussion, many times in the near future, because I think in 5 years we all will have robots in our houses, in driverless car, and all these things. So it became it become interesting. Sorry. So
Do you remember the 3 laws of robotics?
yeah,
What was
made
the
by-
first law? Do you remember?
Yeah, don't make hard to a human.
A robot must obey orders
okay.
given to it by a human, right? So the first law of robotics was robots must obey humans.
Mm.
So that takes care of Sergey's thing. It has to obey you, Sergey. That's the first law. It
But
can't
it-
say no.
Yeah, but teacher, this these laws, they are not like real. They are fictional from a
Yeah.
book. Yeah. So so people don't follow it already.
I know, but we need something like that in real life. We need ethical programming guidelines.
Mhm.
It's an interesting question. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's all for today. Sorry for late start. Had problem with the place. Yeah, and see you next time. Yeah, and someone please send me a chat, please. I can save it. Okay.